I began making this video with the idea that it's time to remind people that if I've learnt anything in 40 years of crime and smuggling, it is this: almost everything is not worth saying. I've said that before, but it applies beyond the underworld. Just because you know something, ask yourself this before you speak. What is the point of telling my friend, my business partner, wife, brother, or even dad about this wonderful bit of information that I've come to know? There's usually no point, and probably speaking at all will make things harder for yourself. But I'll get back to that. I've realized things are worse. The problem goes beyond that, beyond just keeping quiet. The fact is, almost nothing works properly in this world, so don't even try. David McMillan here, retired scumbag. Can't be bothered going into it all the past, but that'll do if some of the Lad Bible comments are right. Yesterday, I bounced off a week when the British Prime Minister was quoting Kermit the Frog at the UN. A session, if the morning flick through videos of the day on BBC was right, a session that opened with a boy band act. Shouldn't complain. We will never know what goes on with the UN Security Council. It doesn't work. It's eternally deadlocked. So let the United Nations become a children's show. I went to sleep thinking of the things I would not tell anyone the following day. Why the new work project would be held up by delays in materials. Would it help to say the project was near dead? That Christmas is coming, daylight savings time ending, so not enough work hours to get it done? No, let them live in hope. Disappointment is a dish best served after feasting on hope. Next, I would not tell someone else that the tax office was onto them. It's actually a lot worse than the tax office, but it doesn't matter. Not here, that'll do. Shouldn't I warn him before the raid? No need, because I also know that his business partner has already spent all the stake money, so there will not be any scheme to run the risk of arrest in the first place. That's another thing I won't be saying today. I won't be telling the thief that I know he's stolen the funding for the operation. If I did, he'd want to know how I know. He'd never be sure I won't tell others, so I can't tell him, or anyone. Well, except for you, of course, but you won't talk. And I won't be telling someone close to me what her friends say about her, or what they will do on Halloween, or anything else. Why upset her? The thing is, anything I say could interfere with my sleep as a consequence. Ask yourself that before you talk too. I've been so worn out by all the people that I have not been telling what I know that I'll need my sleep and my meals, and don't want those cooked under stress. Yet, despite these precautions, the day went badly. I had my phone on silent so I'd not wake Jeanette while answering messages telling people I'd not be doing what they ask. I can't. And no petrol. Nothing works. And all the things that make our lives more workable only make them fail in more complicated ways. My phone has endless ways of failing. I'm sure half of Silicon Valley is devoted to devising new ways to make things fail. They don't know that, but someone like me, someone embittered, or perhaps made wise by 50 years of watching things not work, has decided not to tell them. The company is rich, so at least they have a job. Of course, we are reluctant to believe things don't work. When WhatsApp stopped working this week, I didn't believe it. I thought it was me, or my phone, which is pretty much the same thing. I restarted the iPhone, reinstalled the program, then checked by having a backup phone try WhatsApp. So it was my router, my server? No, I checked. Good, I said when I saw the newsfeed. At least people can't message me, asking me to tell them things they think I know. I must add here that a little flood of messages arrived from 41 people then, who now have joined Telegram. That's another messaging service. I will never view those messages, and I advise you now. If anyone you know suddenly joined Telegram this week, delete them from your lives. That act of panic is all you need to know about them. Don't challenge the world of time-saving machines when they don't work. Just admire the ingenuity of their failure. Although I was using the petrol failure as an excuse to dodge my day job, I had to go out in search of fuel. Some idiot made my car not work, and I had a rental until the broken car is fixed. What broken car? I was on a roundabout because the M25 was not working because protesters were complaining about loft installation not working. That's insulation, but it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't work either way. The other driver hesitated twice, then charged. Why is it that indecision can only be fixed by overreaction? Anyway, unless I fuel up the rental before it goes back, I get hit with a £5 per litre refill rate. Ruthless. I found a station with fuel, and after a 90-minute wait, got stuck in a line with a man. Well, it was a woman, but I can't work in the pronoun they. Anyway, they didn't know how to pay at pump. I guess they were used to going in. So the line stopped entirely. When I eventually got to my own pump, it wasn't working well, as its power was shared with the other 16 pumps furiously pumping. Took so long the forecourt mob started thinking I was filling tins, a real sin these days. All that was pointless because I learned that the car won't be fixed for weeks now because the factory in Germany can't make the parts because late delivery means they can't work. At least the semiconductor shortage might stop China from bombing Taiwan. Well, for the moment anyway. So there was no need to tell you any of this because most things won't happen because nothing works. If I'd taken my own advice, I would have kept my mouth shut. Which happily demonstrates my original point quite neatly. By the way, I'm publishing a hardcover edition of Unforgiving Destiny this weekend. What's the big plus, you say? Same damn book? Well, not quite. Besides, despite the extra cost, the cover is still reassuringly dark and somewhat bigger. Matte finish to reduce static electrical charges on the surface. Yes. And being heavier, less likely to fall off the edge of a table or between the knees if you're enjoying a particular moment. None of that curling cover paper too. That speaks for itself. Which reminds me, I'll announce the winner of the prize Monday for whoever has guessed or knew what special security feature it is that I did not mention in my video about the tricks of the latest passports. You'll find the winner and the hidden secret on this channel's community pages next week. I didn't really even know there was a community thing, but you can find it. I'd say a lot more, but as you know, well, good night.
That will never get you to heaven. Frank Sinatra said, I did it my way. You can't do it your way and get to heaven.